Hey there, TRW crew. Matt Vassallo here with the RhinestoneWorld.com. So had a lot of the crew asking me about the TRW Stone Wizard and when we were going to be releasing it, finishing it up, and just an idea of what's going on with it so far. So promised that we were going to make a little video on it here tonight and show you a couple of the different things that we've added to it. We are still adding a few new things, finishing up some coding on it, so we do hope to have it released soon. We don't have an exact date, but it will be within the next, definitely by next week. So we definitely want to make sure that we have everything fixed as much as we can on it before we release it, so you're running into the littlest amount of errors possible. And then obviously as we run into different issues, we'll get those fixed as well. Obviously, always when you're releasing a program for the first time, you will run into some different bugs or issues and stuff, and that way we can get it out, get it in some people's hands, and fix those if those issues do arise. So this is kind of what it's looking like right now. You'll see blank spaces in different spots because we're still going to be adding more things to the wizard over the next few days and week or so. So just wanted to run through a few things as far as what it's doing. One thing we did fix that you'll notice with the editors is with the coloring. So sometimes with the coloring, if you clicked on crystal, it was real hard to read it. So now if you click on, let's say, jet black, and then what it's going to do is it's going to switch the coloring so it's easy to read. So it's always going to make it so it's a lot easier to read it now compared to before when it was a little bit more difficult. It'll switch it around so everything's easy. Now, a few other things we did switch that's also great is you can type in. So we have our set parameters and circle sizes for your different stones in here. So these are the circle sizes we like to use, and that's what it's going to cut at. But we know everybody has a different cutter and everything's different, so we wanted to make the program as versatile as possible for everybody. So these aren't any set settings. So for example, if you're going to do a design, you want SS10 and you want 0.129, no problem. You can just click on that and it's going to do it. Well, let's say you like to cut your templates at 0.132. All you have to do is highlight this, hit 0.132, and resize design, and then it'll make all your circles that size. So custom sizing is very easy in our program here, so we do like that, helps a lot. A few other things we have here. Let's just, actually, I'm going to show you a couple different things as far as the layout here first before we do anything. We got our two-color magic text. A lot of you have seen that with the editor. Awesome feature that works with our two-color TrueType fonts to make your life easy as far as lining them up and getting that second color in there. I'm just going to show you real quick what that's like in case you haven't seen it. We type out the word baseball right here. We go to our fonts. We look up a TRW font. We just want one of our TRW two-color fonts. Here's a two-color, that's our sticky flock version. There's our rhinestone version. So we got our word baseball right there, and we hit two-color magic text, and there you go, it's two colors. Highlight it all, text spacing, we can move that in a little bit, tighten it up so everything's perfect. So that's what the two-color magic text is. Another feature that we have is our align objects, which is another pretty cool feature. So let's just say you're working with, now remember we are working with CorelDraw here. So CorelDraw is a very, very, very powerful program in itself. And then what we did is, because CorelDraw is such a great program and it's so powerful with all of its tools that it already has, we just created obviously our TRW Stone Wizard to go inside Corel and just make Corel into a Rhinestone program as well. So you have all the powerful features of this awesome program already all around here, and then all of the Rhinestone features over here and some shortcuts that we put in here for you. So let's just say you had two boxes here and you want to center those perfectly. You just hit align objects, it's going to center them perfectly. Let's say you wanted to align them to the right, you can just hit to the right and it goes right. If you want up, it's going to go up. You want to go to the left, you want to go down, you want to center. So that's just two aligned objects. That's great for when you're working with different vector designs, rhinestone designs, things like that. Example with a rhinestone design, let's just say I take my text tool here and I just tried to draw a perfectly straight line. Okay, so I'm going to add some stones to that real quick. And let's go ahead and clear the path behind it. And then what we're going to do is we want that to be a perfectly straight line. Well, obviously you don't want to sit there and go like this, and try and make a perfectly straight line, because that'll take forever. So what you can do with the align tools is just go to right there, hit align objects. You can do up or down, hit up, and you got yourself a perfectly straight line. So cool thing about that feature is when you're, let's say you have a letter E or something, it's a little bit crooked, you want to make it perfectly straight, you can just highlight it and hit align objects. Text spacing feature, most of you know that. We got our even path spacing, so it'll even out all the objects or stones along the path. Fill between two stones, what that does is, let's just say we wanted to drop some single stones. So I'm going to zoom in here and drop a stone there, and I can drop a stone there. And you want to unselect that, and then it won't drop any more stones. And then I want to fill between those two stones. I just hit fill between stones, and it's going to make a perfect fill or a perfect line in between those stones right there. So very easy feature there to do. So for example, if I wanted to move this one over here and go here, fill between stones, it's going to fill it wherever you are. So this is a great feature, especially when you're working in your different designs and stuff. So I'm not going to go over real big on designs right now with it, just because we're going to have a ton of tutorials on that. I'm just kind of showing you some of the different features that we have in the program, obviously. Our copy selected, what that is let's just say we got, let's come over here and we're going to use our pen tool. And pen tool is just going to draw a straight line like this. So if you hold shift, it'll put it at perfect angles right here. So I'm just going to draw a perfectly straight line right there. And I'm going to go ahead and add stones to the path. And then let's go ahead and clear the path. So I clear the path there. And what we're going to do is we want to copy the selected. So very easy. I can just keep hitting up and copying it. I can keep hitting left. I can keep hitting down. However you want to copy it, it's just going to keep copying that exact same object as far as however you want to. So again, very cool tool that makes it easy to do different stuff with your stones and designs, things like that. All right, next we got our nudge object. So let's say you have a design and we got some, I'm just going to drop some single stones around here. And let's say you don't really want to move it around a lot like this. So you just want to nudge this object over to the right a little bit. You just select the object and you can nudge it. Nudge it up, nudge it down, left, down. So you can just move a single object in small little increments and just by nudging it a little bit to make it easier for you. Okay, and then we got our top layer, bottom layer, and merge overlap feature, and our TRW magic lasso. We got our duplicate, group, ungroup, undo, redo, delete, zone Stein info. And then once we go to our next tab over here, we got our place and fill feature. So these are for our island fills, our hatch fills, our spacing between the fills, if we want to add stones, or if we just want to make some contours if we're working with vector designs or things like that. So let's say I just wanted to draw a circle and I wanted a contour at 0.14 to the outside of it one time and hit an island fill. It's going to do that right there. Let's say I wanted it to go 4 times to the outside, hit island fill, it's going to do that. Now another thing you can do is, let's say I wanted light orange, add stones to the path. Let's say I wanted emerald. I can just type in emerald, and if you're working vector design, it's actually going to turn that green. So it's going to turn it black, turn it green, however you want. Now, if I select on the path right there, hit add stones to path, there we go, we got some green. And next color I want to do is, let's go TRW hot pink. So our TRW hot pinkle, we want to add into this one right here, add stones to the path. Now let's say you want to add a couple more stones into that one for some reason. You can just click on that path right there where it's plus or minus 1 stone. You can see as I hit that, it's going to keep adding or subtracting a single stone, or it's going to add more spacing. See, it's taking away a stone there if I hold it down, or it's adding stones there if I hold it down, or you can do it one at a time. So another very cool feature just for if you wanted to give it a different look, you could do that there for those, and then you want to do the same thing, but you want them tighter. You could do that for the next line, and then the same thing, and add stones that way, and you want to take some away to make it a little bit less. So again, very easy, very cool feature. Another thing you can do is let's go ahead and clear our paths here, and let's say we had some overlap. So I'm going to go overlap, 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 move some of these around. And I want to make sure before I cut my design, so my templates don't rip, I want to make sure I don't have any overlapping stones. Just highlight them all. You can mark your top layer or bottom layer overlap. So if you have the pink and the green here, so this pink and this green, if you want to get rid of the pink, you're going to mark the top layer overlap. The green, you're going to mark the bottom layer overlap, or you can merge the overlaps where it's going to merge a circle right in between those two. So let's say I wanted to get rid of that green right there. I'm going to mark a bottom layer overlap, and watch what's going to happen. It turned that green to a red, grouped them all together. Now you can delete them. Now nothing's overlapping in the design. So obviously we didn't try to make it look good right here. We were just showing you what it's going to do, and it's going to turn them all red for any of your overlapping stones.